Alright guys, today we got something special. We're going to be working on this 66 Mustang. This Mustang has had a long trip all the way from León, Mexico. So the reason this car made the big long trip all the way from León, Mexico is because this belonged to a friend of mine's father, right? Father has recently passed away, so they needed the car back in the States. So what I was gonna do, I was gonna fly to Mexico, get it running, and then drive it all the way across Mexico and bring it back to the United States. Luckily or unluckily, because I thought that would have been a cool trip, I didn't have to do that. One of my cousins out there was able to transport it all the way from León, Mexico down to here. Now my friend wants to get it running as a tribute to his father. So that's why I'm here. So this Mustang has been in their family as long as I can remember. My friend used to live next door to me when I was a kid, and I remember the Mustang in their driveway. So it was in the States running and driving. He moved to Mexico, to León, Mexico. It's not a total abandoned vehicle. He would drive it every once in a while. It does run, but it doesn't shift into gear. He did have the trans rebuilt, so I'm hoping it's just something that either got loose. I hope it's not internal, because if it's internal, I gotta drop the trans, and I really don't want to do that. But if we have to do it, we have to do it. Now, I was here the other day, and he was having an issue with the door not opening. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. I already took the door apart to see what was going on, and it's just a clip that's missing. And I'll show you the clip. And also, this quarter window was flopping around, and it was flopping around in the housing right here. The reason being is this was broken, and I think I know why this was broken. When I put it back together, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Luckily, we didn't have to buy this. Up here where we're at, there's a lot of cars and a lot of car parts. And he had a couple doors sitting over there, and they actually had the parts. So let's get started. I'm gonna lift the car up, get under it, see what's up with the shift linkage, fix that door, put it all back together. So right now, if you close the door, closes, doesn't unlock. So you have to reach inside and unlock it from the inside. The reason it's doing that is because it's missing this little clip right here. So if you can see the mechanism right there, you see how that rod goes through that little lever and that clip holds it in place? Well, the one up top right there that's missing the lever, that's where this goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this so I can open the door. I would show you how to do it, but it's hard to do it without holding the camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it and then show you how it looks after. So now it's installed. The clip is right there, little green one. So now that it's installed, if I push the lever from the outside, or I push the button on the outside, pulls the lever up. Cool. That's just one less thing to have to worry about. So now let's go ahead and get this thing up in the air, see what's going on underneath. Well, as you can see, the trans does look rebuilt. So my first initial hope was that this lever was loose, but that obviously looks tight. So I ended up getting way ahead of myself. Before I did anything else, I went ahead and checked the trans fluid when it was nice and warmed up, just to make sure that wasn't the issue. And sure enough, trans fluid is right where it should be. This dipstick has an add and a full line, and it was right above it, so transmission fluid is not the problem. The next thing I did is I was hoping it was just like a sloppy linkage. Even though I already checked it and it looked pretty tight, I went ahead and just wiggled the shifter around, trying to find reverse just in case it was something like that. But no matter what I did, reverse wasn't happening. I put it in manual 1 and in drive. Goes forward every single time. So the last thing I did before I tore this trans apart is I went ahead and I tightened up the low reverse band just to see if that was the issue, but it ended up not being the issue. So the next thing to do was to drop this transmission pan to make sure I make less of a mess when I drop this trans, because there will be fluid that will spill. Well, that is ugly fluid. So I'm pretty sure this transmission is shot. Now they said they rebuilt it, but who knows when they rebuilt it. So we're just gonna tear this thing apart, or sorry, take it out of the car and send it to get rebuilt. Not very difficult job. I'm just gonna take this shift linkage out of the way. When I took the cooler lines off, they broke, so good opportunity to do that. See right there, the cooler line twisted off. Well, I don't know if you can see me or not, but darkness is upon us. So we're working late into the night. Actually, it's not that late. It's just really dark out here because there's no light. But we're gonna go ahead and send this thing out, get it all rebuilt, put it all back in. Hopefully by then I get all the window parts and we can get this thing on the road finally after, well, back on the road here in the United States after like 20 some years, because it's been in Mexico running and driving, but not here, which is kind of cool in my opinion. Anyways, thanks again for joining me. If you're liking the content, please like and subscribe. I don't know if you can see me in the dark. Hopefully those lights are working. I'll catch you on the next one.